Hello everyone, this is Walid Al-Hamdan from CX Next. It's a pleasure to have with me Mark Kashis, who's a partner and a friend in CX. He's the leader of CX PA in UAE, as I'm sure. We have worked together in multiple projects, some of them which I paid, and I'm happy about it, and some of them which already are working together in, either here or in UAE. Mark, welcome to Saudi again. It's
Thank
a
you very
pleasure to
much.
have you with us.
Always a pleasure to come over here. It's
thank
easier
you.
to get into Saudi than getting into Dubai at the moment, so very well done.
No. It's really a pleasure to have you. I'm so excited because you have already been working here, I think so in Saudi for multiple, not less than, my expectation is 10 to 15 years, and
15 years, yeah.
going and coming. So basically, you know the Saudi market from a CX perspective and quality management systems and all of these which you already provide. Just to ensure that he is one of the even educators in one of the universities in the UAE, and I think so you left them now, if I'm
Yes,
correct.
correct.
Yes, and and also you already wrote two books, co-writer with
Yeah.
four in CX and
Yeah.
quality management system.
Yeah.
I'm sure. MashaAllah, يعني a person that I as much as I meet, as much as I learn a lot in this field. Let me يعني take this chance. I was by chance in an interview or basically with one of the CEOs of a CX platform which is related to listening tools. So they are getting so excited to really improve their CX platform from a perspective that they have technology which depends on machine learning and AI, that it will support all the companies who use this platform to give them the opportunity to even don't utilize or use a consultant. So why? Because they say this platform will help you, that you ask, because it grabs all the data that you have and feedback and all of that and gives you the answers and what you need to do, and it's your decision as a user to either take it or not. So the question arises here to me personally, because this is what we are doing, is that why do I need a consultant for on CX? Uh, I يعني, I challenged him at that day, but we didn't finalize it. So I'm continuing to challenge him on the phone now. So this will be a present for him to hear it from you. So please tell me.
Yeah, probably let me throw some salt into the wound
Yeah.
out here. Any good consultant, we always answer in threes. So there's three different ways to answer this. The first one is it depends on how good the consultant actually is. And quite frankly, there are a lot of not so good consultants in the market.
Cool.
And therefore, a lot of IT systems are, in fact, better than some of the consultants you will find in the market. But that is mostly for the low end of the market. If you have a really good consultant, then number two, the IT cannot be as good as a good consultant, because consultants are the ones that ask the questions that IT then will answer. IT can only answer questions if the right question was asked in the first place. Which then is really the third point. Consultants are not there to dive through data or to kind of like do correlation analysis and all that stuff. What we're there for, good consultants, are there to find out what are the causations. To ask the question first is, why are things happening in the first place, or what is the hypothesis behind it? Why should we actually do certain things, and which direction do we actually want to go? And then we can use technology to help us identify what data points support or not support that decision. So the way how we approach it from our firm, from KCA Consultants, is that we actually take a strategic approach to it. So we're not actually doing CX for CX sake, because CX needs to have a return on investment. And the only way how to establish a return on investment is if it's aligned with the corporate strategy, with the direction that the organization actually wants to go. So my answer really would be is technology fails in most situations because the companies don't even know in which direction they want to go. So it's like you can buy a great car, you can buy a Ferrari, but if you want to go into the desert, the Ferrari is the absolute wrong tool.
Yes.
What we as consultants do, as good consultants, is to first identify, do you want to go to the desert? Do you want to go for like the weekly shopping to the supermarket? Or do you want to go onto a racetrack? And then we can help identifying what is the right technology, what are the right ways behind it. But it's not only technology, it's the processes, it's the integration into quality management, it's the integration into the business model, identifying who are your good customers and not so good customers. Why are they good and not good? Can you make the not so good customers better from a profitability standpoint? Are you maybe doing all your customer experience and all your wonderful improvements for your worst customers? One example I like to give, so in the financial sector, who is a better customer? Someone that is fresh out of university and is in their first job, maybe as a trainee or intern or something, or a 45-year-old with family, several children, has a car, wants to buy a house, wants to do travel and so on. Which customer is more profitable for a bank? And I think everyone would understand or agree it's the 45-year-old. Now, what is the 45-year-old looking in interaction? Is the 45-year-old going for an app, or is the 45-year-old looking for human interaction, for telephone, for omni-channel integration and so on? So I always hear then the argument from the companies coming back saying, yeah, but we need apps, we need all that new technology because the student is the customer of the future. It's like, yeah, but as a company, you have to report your profitability, your return on investment now, not in 10 years. And in 10 years, who knows if you're still there, if the technology is still there, maybe something else needs to be done.
Basically, yeah. So basically, يعني, the strategical approach of it, if we take the example that you have highlighted, is that يعني, 100% to understand يعني, where do you want to reach in 5 years.
Correct.
So you will know the customer, which is the persona and the journey. You build after that journey mapping of it and build correctly the needs of this customer to have him with you.
Correct.
Yeah, so that goes to exactly how you translate it to marketing, how you approach, how you talk to the customer, how you do that, how you build your processes and all of that. So this is how it integrates together. So the first step is that relating this to your strategical approach, how you want to
where do you want to be?
Where do you want to be?
What customers do you need for that? Which customers do you want to go after? Then you define not only from a demographic, but also from a psychographic standpoint. How do the people feel? What are they looking for? What ticks them? What is making them happy? What makes them unhappy? How do they use your products? How should they use your products? So with that, you build the personas. And once you know a persona, you need to understand what is the emotional setting that they're coming to you. Are they in distress? You don't go to the bank because you love your bank. You go there because you're in financial distress, because you need a loan, or you have money available and you're happy and you want to put it to the side, so you're looking for safety, you're looking for long-term investments and aspects like that.
Sure.
So you need to understand what's the emotional state. Then you need to define what is the scenario in which the customer is coming. Does he have a lot of time? Is he under time pressure? Is he maybe just seeing you as a byproduct to something else? And once you know that, you can decide what is it what the customer wants to achieve, which is the job to be done, JTBD. And once you know all those 4 points, then you can start building the journey through the eyes of the customer, outside in looking, what really needs to get done. And that will determine what channels the customer will use, what technologies, what is he looking for, what are the emotional aspects, does he need human interaction, does he need escalation capabilities, is he happy with what you're doing? And then at the end, you can measure that with technology. But first you need to build it based on the customer needs and expectations.
Unfortunately, a lot of organizations, this is what I saw, is that they have the technology before they're doing everything
Absolutely.
else. This is where, I'm not saying they're failing, they're having a challenge. They're having a challenge is that, okay, now I'm facing some problems, now I'm facing some issues. For sure, you're facing some problems because you saw it from your eyes, what exactly technology are fitting for you. You didn't see it what are fitting. One of the things that I was discussing in that area is that when we were discussing with him or with the group, why do I need a consultant, is that I was saying, look, no company has the same culture. So you will never come to a system asking him, he will give you an answer, just an answer which he got from a piece of paper. Because AI and chatbot and all of that, which is this technology, what they do, they go and check what is available. So, okay, if that info is not available, so he will give you a different answer. This is it. So from assisting, it will give you a different answer to a different situation, unfortunately, and it doesn't fit your culture. Because if we put two, let's say food providers, they provide the same food, which is, let's say, burgers, and I'm hungry. Burgers, each one has its different taste. One has its different brand. So each one has its different, as I say, guest experience. So each
one is about speed, maybe like a fast food store.
Yeah, exactly.
The other one is about the experience, and you smell and you sit in the restaurant, and you have, like, the surrounding, maybe even some shows that are going on,
100%.
whatever it would be. So as an organization, you need to understand what you're going for.
Yes,
and you mentioned, for example, that companies very often buy the technology first without understanding which direction they want to go. And again, that goes back to bad consultants, because consultants get paid for finishing projects. And a strategy to implement is much tougher and usually takes a little bit longer and much more effort than just doing a tactical implementation. If customer asks for it, give it to them. And if they have the money to burn, let them burn the money. Consultants are then not held accountable for the results, which means that they go for easy things that are easy to implement, and that at the moment, unfortunately, is technology. So not asking the question of the strategy, because they said, well, if the customer asked, he should know better. And that's where, again, a lot of the consulting firms nowadays fail, because they equalize customer experience to digital or only technology, and that's not the case. It's one of the aspects, but it's much more important to understand the strategic and the psychological aspect with your customer. You're in business not to provide a technology, you're in business to make customers happy. And if you don't understand your customers, if you don't know your customers, how are you supposed to do that?
Yes, 100% I agree. And this is what I see in the coming few years, that let's take it from the Gulf region, especially as I am speaking as a Saudi, and what I'm seeing in the Saudi market. The experience that we are seeing, and you have highlighted that, it's really changing from month to month when even you visit. People are improving, the citizens even are getting opened to new different ways of working with the experience that they are providing here in the market. I really hope that all of what we are capable of really providing to the Saudi market, because this is one of my goals, that how I can really improve the experience to the coming few years in Saudi, with people like you and people internationally, that we could have them and give us from the experience that they really built around the world, to change and to really help us speed up as the time is getting shorter and shorter by hour now for us as Saudis, because you're talking about we have not less than six years now, exactly from today, to reach to 2030.
Absolutely.
2034, we have the World Cup, and in that area, we have not less than 20 to 30 events, big events internationally, are happening here in Saudi. So each one of them talks about what are you leaving as a memory to anybody who comes and visits.
Absolutely.
This is from an international perspective. At the same time, how the people are here, we are Saudis and non-Saudis, how they can really make it much better for them and for anybody who comes and visits.
Look, one thing, and I come here, I was the first time in Saudi in 2010. And it was a whole new, different world. I mean, a whole different galaxy. I mean, it was just completely not comparable today. But it's not only that it has changed very fast and changed very, very, successfully. Like, I flew in this morning from Dubai into Riyadh, from airplane seat or exiting the plane to actually reaching the place where the Kareem or Uber pickup was like 8 minutes. That's unheard
Amazing.
of anywhere else.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
the transformation that is taking place is absolutely phenomenal, and that obviously sets the tone to the speed and the capabilities that the Saudi market has. But again, let's take a step back on why that is possible. It's not possible because technology became available. It became possible because you have a strategy, you have a vision, you have leadership, you have a direction that everyone can sign in that fits in bridging the culture, the tradition, and the future, and brings them together in a consolidated way where things work at the same time. It doesn't help you if you have a great airport, but then you have nothing to see over here. So now you see the tourism and the hospitality sector growing. You see عليا. So last time I was here, we went out to Bujayri Terrace and the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site, and it's just phenomenal on how fast and how incredibly to an excellent world standard this country is transforming to. The same would hold for Neom, the same would hold for Al-Ula, the same would hold for many of the places and the mega projects that are taking place.
True. The mega projects, and you could see while you're coming from the airport to reaching here, Al-Qiddiya is getting, alhamdulillah, very closer and to be launched very soon. And also you could see a lot of entertainment fields and also the sports. This month, unfortunately, I hope that somebody can help me to get it, which is, and me and you, we could go together. And I really want you to experience it, because the last time I experienced that one, which was the event, the Super Cup for the Spanish League and the Super Cup for the Italian League.
You just want football tickets.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So honestly, last year I went to the event, and it was, you're talking about 60,000 in the stadium, full.
Look,
Full.
the reason why it works and why it works so well in Saudi is because it addresses the needs and expectation of the people, and it's the population and the people that live in Saudi or kind of come to Saudi as well are enthusiastic about it. So sometimes there's like this, especially the Western media saying it's sports washing and it's kind of like overcoming kind of like the situation out here and kind of like trying to put like a nice light on it. But no, I would actually see it as like when you go to any of those events, the people love it.
Yes.
And the reason why it works over here is because the people are enthusiastic.
Yes.
Whether it's like Formula E or Formula One or football or any of the
Golf.
events that are
Now
taking place.
you could say golf.
Exactly.
Golf. We have more than one golf club here in Riyadh. I'm talking about Riyadh. More than one golf club that they are really in that level. I'm a not golf player, which I just I play mini golf, which was really fun for me, and it's amazing, honestly, what you see.
But this is kind of like where really the transition is working towards what are the needs and the expectations of citizens, what are the needs and expectations of visitors, and building that up. Now, is it all perfect yet? Absolutely not. So there is still hiccups that are kind of like happening, like, where, let's say you go to a site, are the tour guides fully operational? Do they know everything behind it? And we had like the discussion with the cruise industry, for example, is it starting properly up or not? So there's situations definitely where there's a lot of hype and people are questioning, will it actually come through? But having seen how fast the transition is taking place and how detailed and thorough that transition is, and the consistency that we have now politically and also vision and direction wise for the whole country is actually helping out on this one, because you need to have that longevity. And that is really where Saudi, I believe, is absolutely on the right path. And it's not like everything has to be done next year. It's a very clear understanding. It goes over a decade of improvement. You mentioned earlier today that in 2027, the vision for 2040 will be set. So it's a very clear understanding that's an evolution that takes place, and you cannot change up everything. And I give you an example. I got invited to as a guest speaker at a conference back in Germany. And of course, it was like in the context investing into the Gulf region and things like that. And people were, of course, like, yeah, but it's like they're living like in medieval times and all that stuff over there. And I asked them pretty much the question at that time, okay, can you fathom to live in a country where for a woman to open up a checking account needs to have the sign off of the husband, in order to kind of like get a job, to have an NOC from the husband, to actually not be able to live together before you're married. And I explained a lot of those points, and then I said, welcome to the world in 1968, when my parents got married in Germany, because in 1968 that was the situation. And what I'm actually trying to tell the people then, still till today, the culture in the Western world has not really evolved that much. But if you look at the last 10 years of cultural transformation, cultural differences, it's just amazing what has been done, and it has changed significantly to the better, because the strategy and the thinking is along the lines, how can you make this place a better place for the citizens?
True.
And that is why it's so achievable also, because people believe in it and people work towards it.
Yes.
Regardless who you talk about, everyone is aligned and is willing to not only sacrifice but work towards and come together and work together for Vision 2030, and then it will also be for Vision 2040, for everything that actually comes up. And that's where leadership, long-term thinking, understanding who your popular is, what is the population, what is the persona behind it, what are the needs and expectations, what are the things, the jobs to be done, what needs to be accomplished, and work towards that. And that's nothing else than actually, instead of customer experience, it's citizen experience. It's the same concepts behind it. And guess what? Technology cannot solve that.
Yes.
It's the strategy part that
exactly.
really
100%.
organizes everything.
Technology is
it's important.
it's a capability.
It's an enabler.
It gives you enabler. It's an enabler. But you will not understand how to enable a thing until you know where are you going?
What is actually to be enabled?
Exactly. What exactly you need to be enabled? Are they the people? Are they the process? Are they what exactly? I mean, where are the hiccups? And now you can, because it will not stay the same. So you need to all the time to be improving and doing, basically reprocessing or re-engineering and all of that. So that comes behind, that comes where this is truly important. Mark, as usual, thank you very much.
Anytime.
And a beautiful snack, as we say, with you. And I promise you, Mark will be here for more than once, and we will start speaking even in our second session, which I hope that we could, and without naming, the expertise of what challenges when he was doing some projects. And that will help us a lot to understand where, either in the entertainment or in the financial sector or all either.
Get questions from the audience, and more than happy to do like a QA session or specific parts behind it.
It will be a pleasure, and I'm sure that everyone would love to have that session. Thank you very much, and wishing you a good trip in Riyadh. And
already enjoying it.
Yeah, inshallah. And hope you came in the best weather, and wishing you all the best. Thank you very much. Give my blessing to the family.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This was Walid Al-Hamdan from CX. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.